Fuck, man.
Okay, Mondi, we're live. Wake up.
Hey, how's it going?
Guys, news, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the Current Era Pod, and comment down below. Let's do it. Let's go. We got a lot of things to discuss.
News, reviews, tidbits, updates, factoids. Let's get it. First of all, guys, Harry Potter fans. In the beginning too.
No,
For real though. Guys, seriously, Harry Potter fans worldwide. It just came in. Dame Maggie Smith has died at age 89. Professor McGonagall. This is. I mean, she's 89, but still, like, Jesus, this sucks. You know?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, 89 is a very long, hopefully fulfilled life for her. Role of a lifetime, and yeah, like it's crazy, like how much of the cast is just like not alive anymore. But those movies came out, the first one anyway came out 24 years ago at this point. So, I mean, we're just getting old, I guess. But yeah, R.I.P. to Maggie Smith.
R.I.P. Dame Maggie Smith for sure, man. That's crazy. Let's talk some reviews. You guys ready, Julian?
Let's do it.
So, did you finish any shows or any movies?
Yeah, I have 4 shows to review.
4 shows is nuts.
Okay, but all right, like technically it's 2.5, but okay. So I want to get my Flash and Arrow review out of the way because I'm just sick of it.
God.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Just please, Monty, just give me the floor. Let me vent. I dedicated my life for this past month and a half, 2 months maybe, of rewatching the Flash and Arrow. I've been watching them concurrently. No, nigga, Flash and Arrow only concurrently. As they premiered on the CW, Flash on Tuesday, Arrow's on Wednesday. The early seasons of these shows are just so good, and I'm willing to die on that hill. The first 2 seasons of the Flash are just so good. They're so well written. There's many good characters, many good moments. The first 3 seasons of Arrow are the same, but there's like a point along the way. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for Monty to do whatever the fuck he's doing.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. There's a point along the way in both of these shows where the writing just goes to hell. And it happens just very quickly. Like, I think for Arrow, it's in season 5 where we're done with the flashbacks, because the flashbacks are, anybody that watches the show understands how big the flashbacks were a part of the show. Once they took the flashbacks out of the show just went to hell. And the biggest criticism I can say about the Flash is that Arrow was more interesting than it should have been. Which, like, how can a show about a nigga that has super speed not be interesting half the time? Boy, they found a way, because there were just so many times where I either wanted to fast forward or skip through an episode just because it's just so boring. The crossovers were always great. The Christmas episodes were always great. Anytime you got to see, somebody like Kara or Superman in one of these other shows, it was always a moment. It was always cool. But ultimately, I'm glad that the shows are over. The finales for both were really great. You can tell that they actually gave a damn at that point. But I can't forgive, like, the middle towards the middle and the end of these shows. So unfortunately, that brought the grade down. The Flash overall it gets a B, and Arrow gets a B plus. It's crazy that Arrow's a better show, like it really is, but that's just my opinion. So Flash and Arrow, I am finally fucking done. I was painstakingly going through these episodes on Netflix, but I did it.
As someone that watched The Flash and used to love it until I fell off, a B seems very generous, but sure.
It was, look, man, those first 2 seasons are very good, man. They're very, very good. So, like, don't get me wrong, like, that is doing a lot of work holding it up, but
it must be, Jesus Christ.
Because look, first of all, the Flash is 9 seasons, by the way. So
yeah, I was like season 5 when I fell off, 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, please, Monty, how many shows have you watched?
I didn't watch any shows.
Oh, great. Okay, so let me continue. We're gonna talk about the show called From. I'm not sure if you've ever heard about this.
I have. I've been hearing good things about it.
Okay, so this is a show on MGM Plus, believe it or not, which I didn't know was a thing. I think that we jokingly joke about how neither one of us have never heard of MGM Plus, but it does exist.
Okay.
and it's the show starring Harold something. He's the guy from The Best Man. He's the one that's with
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall. He was Tank in Matrix Reloaded. He replaced the original guy. Anyway, yeah, that guy. He's leading this show. This is a horror show. Binge watched season 1 with Avi, and this is why my sleeping pattern has been completely destroyed. I've been having insane nightmares from this show.
Really?
This is the only content in my life that I can remember that has actually kept me up at night. That's actually given me nightmares.
Oh wow.
The show itself, in terms of like the plot, I can't say that it's like overly complicated or like enthralling because I'd be lying. Like it's good, it's fine, but I think a lot of people were trying to compare this to like The Walking Dead. And it's, I mean, look, I've only seen 1 out of 3 seasons of the show. I haven't seen season 2 yet. Season 3 literally just premiered yesterday. So, but I don't really care about any of the characters yet. And this has been 10 episodes in, and I felt like I loved the characters in The Walking Dead right away. Like, I love Shane. I loved Rick. I
It's
love
a
Glenn.
zombie show?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out why the comparison is there, but okay.
That's part of the reason, because it is, yeah, okay, so part of the reason of the comparisons is because there's just so much we don't know about whatever these things are that are terrorizing these people. There's so much mystery and drama surrounding it. So, I mean, look, man, the first season's on Apple TV, which I didn't even know we had, but we do. So, I highly recommend From. It is actually decently good television. It's actually extremely spooky, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I hope that season 2 is even better. And you know, I guess Avi heard about the show because the season 3 premiere was a few days ago, and they went crazy in there. So yeah, give it a chance out there for anybody that wants something spooky, wants something to watch with their significant other. It's a show called From. It's on MGM Plus. You can watch the first season on Apple TV for free if you have Apple TV, I guess.
So no compelling characters, no enthralling plot, but just scary. So that's why you're recommending it.
I mean, but that's just my opinion.
I know.
You know, if somebody else watches it, maybe they will love some of these characters. Maybe they will find the plot super compelling right off the bat. But for somebody that's well traveled, if I do say so myself, you know, I mean, it's just going to take more to get me. But like I said, like I haven't seen all of this. I've only seen 10 out of the 20 some episodes that are out. So maybe once I see the rest, I'll feel differently.
You never seen Lovecraft Country, have you?
I watched the first few episodes and I fell off, but I know you love the show. Yeah.
I was just curious. Okay, just curious. Go ahead,
though. Yeah, the last one, man, is the Vince McMahon doc on Netflix. Mr. McMahon. A lot of hoopla about this one, man. This is a documentary that was in production from 2021 until present, or until early this year at least. For those of you that don't know, Vince McMahon is the owner, or was anyway, of the World Wrestling Federation / Entertainment. And Netflix decided to make a documentary about him, about his life. I guess because he's getting old, and they were like, this has really never been done, and you're kind of important. Kind of important is an understatement. He's literally the most important person in wrestling history. But yeah, so they were like, let's make a doc. And then all these allegations came out years later, and they were like, okay, this is interesting. Like, this is the opportunity we have here. From a creative standpoint, I think this doc was done really well. I think honestly, like, people that don't know anything about the wrestling business, or people that are maybe looking for like a, what do they call it, a olive branch into that side of the world. I think that this is something that can be refreshing to them because it's very informational. There's a lot of fun stories here. As somebody that's been engulfed in this their entire life, there wasn't much new for me aside from the recent allegations, which I just haven't looked into, which are nuts, by the way. they're absolutely nuts. But yeah,
like,
man,
examples.
I mean, from the allegations, there was these text messages that the alleged victim provided between her and Vince, you know, saying that he's going to do all these things to her. He's going to pass her around the office, and they're going to do all these things to her. He's got toys named after wrestlers. Like, this is the Undertaker, bitch. Like whoa, Jesus Christ. And apparently, this is a, this is like a 40-year thing, basically. Like, this is with so many different women, so many different situations. Vince McMahon is the man that holds all the keys. He has all the power. So if he says, I'll hire you for this job with the promise of getting this other job, but you got to do this for me, that's not right, which is why he's gone down, essentially. So, yeah.
So is he like an ex-wrestler? Like, how did he come into this power? I'm just curious.
Vince?
Yeah.
So his dad owned the Worldwide Wrestling Federation in like the 50s and the 60s, which is crazy because he didn't even know his dad until he was like 13 years old. Then his dad came into his life, and then it became a family business, which they go over all this in the doc, man. I again, even if you're not like a hardcore wrestling fan, even if you only watched during the Attitude Era and you only know who Stone Cold and The Rock is, excuse me, I think this is super informational. This is a really well done doc. It was as well done as The Last Dance was. So I gave this an A. It was just a really good, really well put together, really great timeline of events. I stayed up 6 hours straight watching this. So yeah, highly recommend the Mr. McMahon doc, limited series on Netflix.
So you watched it even though you pretty much knew what was it? You pretty much knew how.
It was able to keep me enthralled. Huh?
Then with that logic, why not watch the Iron Claw? Because you claim that you don't watch the Iron Claw because you already know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's really a great movie.
Oh my God. Because I actually want to watch something interesting, bitch.
Okay. So which movies did you watch?
I saw Never Let Go.
Okay.
I saw Transformers 1 and The Wild Robot.
Okay. So I saw those three as well as awesome. One more. So
got it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with Transformers 1. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
You can go first. I've been talking too much.
All right. This movie is directed by Josh Cooley, his last movie that he did was Toy Story 4. So this guy has a pretty nice resume. Now, in regards to the voice acting here, I was very worried about Chris Hemsworth because we all know that Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime is just like, that's iconic. It's like, it's synonymous with each other at this point. And I got to say, Chris Hemsworth, I thought he did a fine job, man. I by the end of the movie, I was like, okay, I understand this is Orion Pax now coming into his own as Optimus Prime. I didn't really have an issue with Chris Hemsworth's voice acting. I even liked it at certain points. Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, of course. Scarlett Johansson, pretty stat cast. Admittedly, I was very hesitant about even watching this movie in the first place, just because of the kiddie nature of the trailer in terms of its tonality. But I've just been hearing a lot of great things about it.
Me too.
And so I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and check it out. And also, the idea is still very cool to me of an origin of how Optimus and Megatron were friends at first, and then they evolved into these enemies. Like that alone was like, okay, you know what? Let's see. Let's see if there's some merit here. I feel like the first half of this movie did give us what the trailer promised us. It's very, very kiddie. Mm-hmm. A lot of the jokes and stuff like that, which is okay. Kids deserve their own Transformers, sure. Mm-hmm. But then the second half evolves into what is like a war movie, essentially. And that's when I was really kind of locked in. And I started to really enjoy the movie a lot more in that second half of the film. And it really elevated my interest. And that finale, I think if you're a Transformers fan in any capacity, whether you're a huge fan or even a minor fan, you just like the Bay films, I think it's worth it just for that finale alone. Like the last 20 minutes of this film, for me, I was like, this is amazing. I absolutely loved it. And so I feel like if you know your lore, like I said, this is a movie for you if you're a big Transformers fan. Now, my biggest issue with the movie is Megatron. I love the idea of him. I love the progression of a character going from good to bad. I love it when it's done right. Okay. And I just feel like his was like the flip of a switch.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it would have been very cool if it was just more gradual and we kind of saw the breadcrumbs earlier to his evilness growing inside him, because that's a really cool progression to kind of go through. And just, I feel like, oh my God, okay, like he's like, okay, he's best friends, he's buddy with Optimus, and then boom, he's Megatron. Like, come on, can we give us a little something more than that? But that's really my only issue with the film. And I'm not trying to sound weird at all, guys, but I think that little boys will love this movie. I think if I saw this when I was 6 years old, I would have ate it up. I think like the 1980s version of Transformers animated movies, like people love that movie to this day. Like, oh my God, that's the movie that got me into Transformers. They love it. I think this could be what that was to kids nowadays. Like this is like a little boy's dream. It's got robots, it's got action, it's got comedy, it's got cars, it's got everything. And so from my grown man lens, I gave it a B minus.
Wow.
But I think that if you are a little kid, I recommend like bring your little brother, your little nephew, your little cousin. They're gonna love it. I promise you. So
Your
that's my
son.
review. Your son,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So before I go into my thoughts of this movie, I just want to be upfront with our audience. I am not a Transformers fan, especially not anymore. These films have like completely just taken my heart, and not in a good way. God damn it, they have constantly let me down. I haven't seen a good one in at least a decade, and
You didn't like Bumblebee? That's not true.
I don't think it was good. I just thought Bumblebee was average. It was okay. I don't think it was
that
good.
okay? Oh, okay. I could have swore you thought it was good. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I might say John Cena was good. Anyway, yeah, and unfortunately, this just falls in line. This movie is nothing special to me. Your point about Megatron was I was just like I can't stand this. Like I can't like this and you know maybe this is just one of those things where it's just like this just isn't for you anymore. And if that's the case, that's fine, man. Like I am ready to wash my hands with this franchise as a whole.
Wow.
But that shit just really bothered me because it was just one of those things, like you said, like it was like the flip of a switch. They were cool, and it was Megatron time, bitch. It was just like, wait a minute, like this is crazy. Like this is a crazy turn of events here. But
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Keegan Michael Key was funny. Scarlett Johansson was Scarlett Johansson. Chris Hemsworth, I will agree, he didn't bother me in a bit. It kind of sounded like they were trying to blend his voice with Peter Cullen's at the end when he gained the Optimus thing, which was kind of cool. I will agree with you, like the final thing, it was cool, but it just wasn't enough. Like I was so ready for this movie to be over. In fact, I pirated this movie. I did not go to the movie theater to see it. I'm so glad I fucking didn't, because this would have been a waste of my time and money.
Oh my god!
I'm glad that I pirated this bullshit because it was a waste of my time, bro. It was a waste of my time. I'm completely out on Transformers. I'm done. I'm done. And the fucking G.I. Joe crossover they got is not going to save it. So I'm done.
Guys,
I gave this a C. This is as average as it is as a 30-year-old man. Don't watch this movie. I don't recommend it. Don't take your brother. Don't take your sister. Fuck them. No.
Two things. Number one, guys, he's going to be there opening night for G.I. Joe crossover. I promise you. He's going to be there opening fucking night. Don't listen to this guy at all. Number two.
Oh, my God.
Number two. But can you agree with my point that, like, if you were 6 and you saw this, or even if you were 10, like, you would have, like, loved this shit probably, right?
Well, I mean, if I hadn't been disappointed by by all the other films, maybe, perhaps.
How can a 10-year-old be disappointed by a live-action Transformers movie?
Hey, bro.
Only our adult jaded lens can look at those movies and be like, bullshit. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's talk Never Let Go.
Oh boy,
Halle Berry, new horror film. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, this was it's okay. So I don't want to say that I was enjoying this because I really wasn't, but there's a point in the movie near the end of the second act where they make a big decision, and I was like, okay, this could go one of two ways. Like, this is an interesting choice here, and now it's going to be up to them to kind of carry this and see what happens, and they just couldn't do it, in my opinion. And once the decision was made, I don't know. I kind of just checked out. Yeah, I'm trying not to like rail in this movie because it does star Halle Berry. It's a black cast, but ultimately this just isn't good, man. This is just not. At least from my opinion. I thought the third act especially, it was just like, what? Okay, like what? Sometimes I can enjoy a good. It's up to your interpretation. But there are times when you clearly establish one thing, and then 5 minutes later you try to overwrite that to establish something else, and then it's just like you're not supposed to ask questions. It's just like, wait a minute, like we were going this way, like we were gone, like the ship had sailed, and then you like shelled another ship completely. It's just like
twist.
Yeah, like all right. Oh,
that's you ain't Shyamalan, bitch.
Yeah, it just ultimately nothing in this movie really worked for me. I went to the theaters to support this because I wanted. I'm a fan of horror. I'm a fan of Halle Berry. It's a black cast. I was like, let's do it. This was just a mistake, unfortunately. I gave this a C. It was just this. Yeah, this just wasn't. It just wasn't good from a plot standpoint, in my opinion. But I'm very interested to to hear your experience. Hopefully, you had a better experience than me.
I didn't. So like you said, horror movie,
Damn.
black cast, Halle Berry. I'm there.
Yeah.
And this is the second horror movie this year, guys, set in the woods, in which there's this house which acts as a safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave the house, entities are out to get you, or so we think. First one being The Watchers, Shyamalan, which I enjoyed more than this, unfortunately, because neither were great.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Now, this movie fails miserably when it comes to the horror aspect of it. Like, it's like all the scares, I was like, I'd walk in these woods, I wouldn't be scared. Like, I didn't feel any kind of sense of fear at all, which is bad. But I did think the movie was effective in the fact that it kept me guessing with the first 3/4 of the movie. I was like, okay, it's kind of playing with the audience. I like this, but at a certain point, it played with me too much. Pause. And I was like, bitch, give me clarity.
Yeah.
Because the movie is not smart enough as it thinks it is to be like, okay, like you said, it's open-ended, it's open interpretation ending. Yeah. I need answers because now the whole movie doesn't make sense. I'm confused.
Yep. Oh.
You have retroactively destroyed the entire movie by giving us that bullshit, confusing ending. And so I don't think the movie earned that open interpretation ending, in my opinion. Halle Berry was okay. I think the two little boys were fine. I think the boy who was the non-believer, I think he had like the best performance in my opinion. I really look forward to seeing more of his work. But yeah, I give it a C-. Yeah. Never let go.
One quick thing I do want to touch on is this common trope in especially horror films of anytime there's any kind of animal or typically it's with dog. They have to go for like this cheap heat, like this cheap emotional grab in the film. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna survive? Oh, there's a dog here. Like, we got to make some decisions. And it's so frustrating because you see it so often where they're just like, this is gonna get the audience. Like, this is gonna get them. Like, here's the moment, and it doesn't. It just becomes frustrating because it's just this regurgitated bullshit. So please stop this.
I see what you're saying, but I actually have to kind of disagree because that scene was kind of the to me, that was the scene when I really thought that the young kid who played the non-believer, I thought he was like the standout in that scene when he was vouching for the dog to stay alive. Whatever. Like, I thought that was really like a powerful moment. But I do agree that it is a cheap kind of thing to use animals. We see it all the time. Kind of saw it coming a mile away, but I thought it was a powerful scene still, in my opinion. But overall, yeah. Anyway, next review before we get to The Wild Robot is a movie I saw called The Substance, which is now playing in theaters. This is very similar to Strange Darling for me, in which I don't know if it's just an AMC thing, but I didn't see any kind of promo for this at all.
I don't think I've even heard of this movie, The Substance.
Okay. Yeah. It stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, Dennis Quaid. Is currently in theaters. Okay. I think, first of all, man, this movie is very striking to the senses immediately. Everything from the colors, everything to the imagery, the sound design, especially, everything is just like so striking in a good way. I love the aesthetic of it. And everything and everyone in this movie feels slightly exaggerated, like almost to like a cartoon, not a cartoonish level, but like a heightened level. But it works in the movie's favor. You can tell it's definitely intentional in what it's trying to do. This is the second movie I've watched this month that has to do with body positivity. The first one being Uglies, which can go to hell. This is a much better film. I'm so happy to report. And it just kind of explores, the extreme and impossible beauty standards that women have to face as they get older, especially. I thought it was handled really, really well. And I will give a disclaimer though, guys. This is a body horror film, and the body horror here is insane. Like, it's some of the craziest shit I've seen in theater. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't dislike body horror. I like, but it's one of my least favorite subgenres of horror, just because I'm not squeamish, but like, it's just a lot, and it's like, but it was done really well here, I gotta say. And also there's a lot of nudity, if that might bother you, in particular with women. So a lot of nudity in the film, but it's a really good body horror film, I gotta say. And my only complaint with it does run too long, but I'm able to, because it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, but I'm able to kind of almost forgive it for that runtime because how original it is, and it's just not afraid to go to these wild places. I'm like, okay, I see the vision here, and the movie kind of made its point it was trying to make, and then it makes that point again, and it makes that point again. I was like, okay, we're kind of dragging a little bit here, but like I said, I have to respect it because it's just I love original films, and it was just very wild. So like I said, if you're a fan of body horror, if you're a fan of Cronenberg movies, I definitely recommend The Substance. Is now playing in theaters. I gave it a B. I think it's a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, last review here, guys, is for The Wild Robot, another animated film now playing in theaters. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, speaking of originality, I feel like this film kind of left that at home. The Wild Robot, man. I was excited about this, but I kind of went into it skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. All the promo that I saw for it looked interesting. Like I was like, okay. Not that the promo was telling me that this would be something that I had never seen before, but it did kind of promise me like an original story. I felt like, but that's really just it. I just didn't really get that. If you've seen literally any animated film ever, then you've seen like what the basis of this is, and the title kind of tells you like it's a robot that's lost that needs to find his way home, but along the way, he makes family with wherever he is. Excuse me, and love, and it's just shit that we've all seen before multiple times. And unfortunately, by the time that the movie was over, I was kind of just like, I didn't really need to see this. And I kind of felt like an old man. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, why am I here? Like, why am I here? Shout out to Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal. They were a welcome addition. Mark Hamill, yeah, like they were fun in the film, but like again from like a structure, a plot perspective, even like in like a character idea, like this just didn't give me anything. And yeah, ultimately I kind of just left like low key bored. I was just like, Jesus, man, like over 3 this weekend, but whatever. I gave this a C, man. I just didn't enjoy this personally. I know that people are raving about this. Yeah, unfortunately. Just like people were raving about Transformers 1, I'm in the minority. This is nothing new. But if you have a family, this may be for you, but as a 31-year-old grown man, this didn't do anything for me. Sorry.
Okay, a little bit of a disagreement there.
Good.
This comes from director Chris Sanders, who made classic films that we all love, like, of course, Lilo and Stitch, the first How to Train Your Dragon movie. He wrote a lot of Mulan, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast. He's like a legend in animation. So I was looking forward to this. I think this is still my most highly anticipated cartoon movie of the year, because just the trailer was just so amazing to me. I was like, this is going to blow me away. Now, I was disappointed in terms of it did not blow me away. But I do think it's still a very worthy watch, in my opinion. And this comes from DreamWorks. And I do think I love the animation style in this movie. It's kind of something I haven't really seen before in a theatrical setting. It's got like this mix of like cell shading and then 2D and 3D. It just makes for some very stunning visuals, in my opinion. And I want to praise Lupita Nyong'o, because her voice acting is kind of, I feel like people who might kind of like overlook the kind of difficult challenge she had here, because she's very robotic in nature in her voice. But at the same time, she has to show the evolution of her kind of overriding her robotic settings to have this humanity that's inside of her. And that's kind of hard to pull off. I thought she did a really good job at it. And while I agree, we've seen so many times movies, cartoons even, with like The Iron Giant, which I love, or WALL-E, in which a robot gains consciousness, it gains humanity. We've seen that 1,000 times before. But the new angle that I really appreciated this movie was just to show parenthood and motherhood, especially through the POV of a robot, which I thought was really handled kind of beautifully. It was some really sweet moments in the movie, in my opinion. And so I ended up giving it a B minus. I think it's a movie that I think, like you said, families will enjoy, and I was able to still take some away from it as well, even as you say, a 30-year-old man. So I enjoyed it. So yeah, a B minus for me for The Wild Robot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. Big review. Oh, first of all, I want to clap it up for you for you finally evolved in with your reviews, be able to tell your side of the story without having to spoil anything. So I love that. All your reviews, you didn't spoil a single thing. Love that for you. I'm trying to tell you, it's an art. Really, it's hard to do. Anyway, let's talk some trailers. We have the trailer for season 4 of Outer Banks has been released. This is a favorite show of mine. It's coming Netflix October 10th.
Is it?
Yep. Actually, well, it's like a top 10 show for me or whatever. Love Outer Banks, man.
nigga did not need to distinguish that, but okay.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I actually did not watch the trailer because show that I really love. I try not to watch the trailer because trailers just give away too much these days. But I expect more of the same hijinks, kids going crazy, surfing, little gun shootouts here and there. It's Outer Banks, bitch.
Yeah, they're getting powers this season if they don't already have them. So get ready.
Need it. We have the trailer for Wizards of Waverly Place sequel titled Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. Mm-hmm. It's coming October 29th on Disney Channel and the same day on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
David Henry is returning as well as they're teasing us like Selena Gomez, probably like the first episode, and she'll dip out. But she'll be back as well for a small amount of time. Did you grow up watching Wizards of Waverly Place, and what do you have any thoughts towards this at all?
No, I did not grow up watching this bullshit.
Oh, really? Wow.
This is
our time, I feel like.
Nah, this is part of the Disney Channel era where I was growing and I'll do it.
You were not grown, bitch, because I was watching it. Bro. You were not. You were like in high school. They work at Chick-fil-A.
Exactly. Nigga. Yeah, 9 to 5, nigga. So,
okay. Well,
yeah, didn't watch this shit. Don't care about this. 10 years too late. I mean, the Disney Channel wave of them bringing back shit is over now. Well, I guess not. So here we are.
Not really.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
As somebody that grew up loving Wizards of Waverly Place, this means nothing to me. Yeah, loving.
Damn.
This looks horrible.
Okay.
They love bringing. Like I saw a tweet that perfectly nailed my thoughts on this. They love bringing in a little mixed black girl to show the diversity. She's the new star of the show now. Get the fuck out of here, Disney. I see through your tricks.
Do you?
Anyway, yeah, I'll pass on this.
It's not. It's representation. It's not
pandering.
Pandering. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yes, the fuck it is, bitch. It's pandering. Yeah. But that's okay.
Now let's get to another trailer for The Last of Us season 2 coming next year. I don't think the date is finalized yet, but we both enjoyed season 1.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the season 2 trailer? And as somebody that played the game, I'm sure you saw some parallels. And
I saw a lot of things in there. It looks like they're gearing up for a really big season, so that's cool. I don't know, man. I feel like when it comes to The Last of Us, the less I say, the better, because obviously I played the games. I know what's going to happen, and I don't want to spoil literally anything for anyone. So I will say that, it looks like they're being faithful to the game, and that's always good. So let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't give us too much. It felt like more of a teaser more than anything, more than a trailer. But I'm looking forward to this. Sure. It's some new faces coming that I like. Like I like Caitlin Dever a lot. I know she's playing the character Abby. I think she's a very talented actress. She has a movie on Hulu called No One Will Hear You Scream. I can't remember what it's called, but she's amazing in that movie. And then I want to shout out Isabella Merced, who's been everywhere lately. She's like so under the radar, but everywhere. She was in Alien Romulus. She's a new Hawk girl for the DCU. She was Dora the Explorer. She's in Madam Web. She's everywhere, having a big career explosion. So I'm excited for like some of the new players coming in, and we'll see how this goes. We have the trailer for Brothers, starring Peter Dinklage. This is a movie now, guys. Josh Brolin, Glenn Close, and Brendan Fraser. It's always good to see Brendan Fraser back.
It is.
It's coming October 17th on Prime Video. What are your thoughts on this movie?
I'm pretty sure I cut this trailer off like halfway through. I was just like,
Don't blame me.
Yeah, this is just one of those white guy comedy films that just don't appeal to me, and that's totally fine. Like you said, it's always good to see Peter Dinklage and Brendan Fraser, especially, but I'm not watching this. I'm not wasting my life on this.
Yeah, I don't know how John Cena didn't make this cut. But it's so crazy, man. The amount of comedy movies or comedy trailers, should I say, that come out these days that just don't even make me laugh once is insane. Like I feel like comedies have just kind of getting.
It ain't for you, man.
No, it's not true, because at a point they were, and I feel like there was some comedian that was on Hot Ones recently that kind of broke it down as to why studios aren't taking chances.
Vince Vaughn?
Like was it Vince Vaughn? I thought he made a very valid point, man. Like these kind of movies just come almost every month, but like real comedy that we had, like Dodgeball or fucking The Hangover, like those movies aren't made anymore, man. And I don't know. It's just everything's so safe and stupid nowadays. So anyway. Who knows? It could be a great movie, but trailer didn't impress me.
Yeah, it won't be.
We have the trailer for Den of Thieves 2 has been released. O'Shea Jackson Jr. in theaters January 10th. Gerard Butler. Now, the first one I hear a lot of great things about. I've never seen Den of Thieves 1.
Either.
But I hear a lot of great things about it. So maybe by the time this one comes out, I'll go back and watch Den of Thieves 1 so I can be caught up on it. But I didn't watch the trailer because of that, but I know people probably do want to hear about the trailer. So that's why I put it in here in this section.
Yeah, same thing. I've never seen the first one, but I've heard pretty good things about it. It sounds like it was one of those original movies that just kind of slipped through the cracks. So yeah. I'll check it out eventually. And part 2, I guess. Yay. For all you Den of Thieves fans out there.
I guess we know O'Shea Jackson Jr. and Gerard Butler survived part 1.
Right.
But whatever. Trailer for the biggest movie of the year, guys. Elevation, starring Anthony Mackie. I'm just playing. But yeah, Elevation, starring Anthony Mackie. It's a post-apocalyptic thriller.
Yeah.
Also, we get to see Morena Baccarin, the girl who plays in Deadpool, his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming November 8th in theaters. I don't know how this didn't skip the streaming train, but sure. What are your thoughts on the new Anthony Mackie movie?
The little monsters in there look like the things from the Eternals. Like
they do the Deviants. Yeah, they do.
There we go, the Deviants. Yeah. That was like the only like positive thing I noted from that trailer. Yeah, I don't get how this has escaped like the Amazon Prime hell that it should be in. But yeah, this looks terrible. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not gonna support this.
So me and like when we see a movie, like we called it out with the Killer's Game. Like we can tell when a movie just feels like a streaming movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, what can you pinpoint what it is about it? Because like I don't know, I can't pinpoint what exactly. You just feel this. It doesn't feel like you need to see this in theaters for some reason.
Yeah, that's a good point. Honestly, I don't know.
Is it how it's shot? Maybe like that digital. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, I would say that you can tell like the first 15 to 20 seconds. I'll say that you can like, okay, this is clearly different. Yeah, I don't know, man, but this I'm not watching this. I'm not supporting this at all.
Guys in the comments, can you pinpoint how we can tell, or how you can tell, how we all can tell? That a movie is made for streaming, not the damn theaters.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also I just want to point out this thing that's really been bothering me too. Like, can you recall the last action movie you've seen with a black male lead in which he was partnered with also a black female lead as well? They always give these black male leads, Mexican, Asian, white girl. Like it's never. They hate seeing two black people on screen in these kind of films. It just bothers me because like it's like you can just tell this. The studio is like, okay, well, we got a black man already, so now. It's time to hit
the representation, baby.
Diversity quota is like,
you
know what I'm saying? Like,
you know the game.
It's okay to have two, man. It really
no,
is.
It's not. Not to them. Not to those white execs that want to sell this movie and that want to make all the money. Right. No, they don't care. They don't care.
Like, is the thought process like other people just won't watch it if it's two black leads?
Yeah. The MCU proves that literally 4 times a year. So yes.
Well, Black Panther though is kind of, I guess that's the exception in the rule.
I had to say that's the anomaly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch Blade have a fucking white girlfriend. It's gonna piss me off. Anyway,
they better fucking not.
Yeah, he's going to. We have the trailer for Bong Joon Ho's Mickey 17 has been released. First of all, I love Bong Joon Ho just because if you haven't seen Parasite, I think it's one of the best films ever made of all time. Have you seen Parasite? No.
Excuse me. No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's like a Korean
I've seen the anime.
Anyway. Okay. Oh, there's an anime to Parasite? No, that's different. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's a Parasite anime. I know
that's different.
Yeah.
He also did a movie called Snowpiercer with Chris Evans. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, but I heard about it. That was not long ago. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago. But I like Bong Joon Ho anyway. But it's coming to theaters January 31st of next year. Robert Pattinson in the leading role. What are your thoughts on this trailer? Sci-fi.
Yeah, I can say that this looks super interesting. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people are dick riding Robert Pattinson because he's using a different voice again. I mean, I'll have to see trailer 2 instead of this first trailer, but I'm not gonna lie, this didn't look interesting at all to me.
Yeah, now as somebody that loves Bong Joon Ho and somebody that loves sci-fi, I agree this trailer did not do much for me, but I'm going to watch it strictly off the merit of the fact that I love those two things. And one thing I can say though is that I've never seen Robert Pattinson play a fun role before. He's always like super serious or super broody. And so I'm still kind of skeptical if he can pull it off. I think he's a great actor in that realm, but I'm skeptical if he can pull off of him because he's having like a lot of fun in this movie, and I don't know if
don't you fucking doubt our Cullen, bitch. He can do it.
Do Pattinson and fun, do they mesh? I don't know. We'll see.
They do.
We had the trailer for the John Wick spinoff movie Ballerina has finally been released, coming to theaters June 6th of next year. It takes place between part 3 and part 4 of John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts? First of all, I had no idea Keanu Reeves would even be in this movie at all.
They couldn't wait to get to the last 10 seconds of that trailer. They couldn't wait. They were like, "Oh, we got something for him." Yeah, you're doing great, kid. I'm like, okay, bitch. I'll be there opening night as soon as it comes out. Like,
is it because of Keanu?
They got me. No, they
watch it regardless.
No. If he literally was not in the promotion for this, I literally would not have seen this at all. Well,
okay, could be in there for like maybe 15 minutes tops, right?
I see 15, 5, under 5.
Okay.
Like what?
Okay.
This thing has better things to do. I guarantee. I don't expect to see one trigger or one neck break from him at all. But yeah, I'll be there opening night. I saw.
Well, first of all, it's no way you show John Wick and don't have him kill somebody. He's gonna kill some people.
He's not.
Anyway, it's so funny how they tease this nigga like, oh, the Baba Yaga, and this nigga walked down the stairs. They gave him the Albert Einstein Oppenheimer treatment in the trailer.
Yeah,
like he's just bigger than life God.
He deserves. He is. He's like that. So
Oppenheimer fans, you fucking nerds. The way you guys reacted when y'all saw Albert Einstein in that trailer, it still pisses me off to this day.
Yeah.
I know it was a joke, but still, I think some of y'all were serious. But yeah, I do like Ana de Armas a lot. I think she can definitely pull off this kind of role. And so yeah, I've been a fan of everything in the John Wick in the John Wick universe so far. I've been a fan of the Continental, which no one's ever saw besides me. And I like part 1 through 4, and it's time to get back to the real assassin world that all these movies are trying to copy. Killer's Game are trying to copy. It's time to get back to the raw, uncut. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we have the trailer for Thunderbolts has been released. This is the newest MCU film coming to theaters May of next year.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? I know you aren't the biggest fan of this conceptually, but did the trailer change anything for me?
Yeah, not a goddamn thing.
Wow.
I mean, look, this is a long trailer too. This is a 3-minute expose. They showed everybody. Yeah. I didn't know Ghost was so strong she could hold off a super soldier. That's cool. That's new. I mean, look, I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp literally once, maybe twice, in theaters, and that was when it came out. So I haven't seen it since. I have no idea what Ghost can actually do, but she literally stopped my boy arm. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna let it go. Bucky's back, so that's cool, I guess.
True Bucky form, it seems. Back to the Terminator.
That's what they're trying to make us believe. Yelena, she's back to her horrible accent. That she can only keep up for like 5 seconds, and then she like slips back into wherever she's from. Yeah, okay. Look, Monty, I'm gonna be there opening night. Okay, I didn't need to see this trailer. I mean, this trailer didn't change that. The MCU, for whatever reason, still has this ridiculous hold on me where I'm just gonna watch everything. Transformers, it took them a span of 20 years for them to just be like, you know what, I'm done. So the MCU, bitch, you got about 5 left. But I'll be there opening night for this. This trailer it didn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. I hope it did something for you, though, because I know you're very excited for this. So tell me.
This is my most highly anticipated movie, or MCU movie, since maybe Eternals.
Brother.
And I care about this way more than Deadpool and Wolverine. I care about this more than Ant-Man and Quantumania, whatever. Like, I love the concept. I know it's essentially Suicide Squad for Marvel, but still,
yep.
I love all the players in this chessboard. I love Yelena Belova. I love Red Guardian. I love Bucky. For those who maybe don't know, the Sentry's also in here. He's a big, like, Superman-esque character in Marvel. So it's going to be interesting to see how he fits in, because he wipes the floor with all these guys. So interesting to see how they're going to play him. Are they going to power him down like the MCU loves to do? Probably so. But yeah, man, I'm just super excited for this movie, man. I think that this is going to be a really, really fun and great movie. I really do.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. Yeah. I do not want to see something boring and predictable, so I hope you're right.
Yeah. Last trailer, guys, is for Ryan Coogler, my favorite director's newest movie coming out, Sinners, in theaters March 7th, 2025. This is also more of a teaser than a trailer, in my opinion, as well. But what did this spark your interest more than it already was?
Look, I didn't need to see.
Yeah,
Ryan Coogler, Black People, Vampires, bitch, sign me up, bitch. But was this trailer interesting? Not really. If I'm being 100, like, not really. I guess I can dick ride and be like, oh my God, bro, did you see my computer? But realistically, this trailer was just fine. It didn't give us literally anything about anything. And I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. I'll be there to see it opening night. When does it come out? May or February or something like that?
March 7th next year.
Boom. There we go. I'll be there.
Same here, man. This trailer, I mean, it wasn't, like you said, it didn't give us much, but I was still very interested just because, I don't know, maybe just because it is Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. But Michael B. Jordan, man, he's sporting a country accent. Didn't really work for me, not I'm being honest, but we'll see. Maybe in the movie it will. We got Haley Steinfeld. We got Delroy Lindo.
Yeah, good to see him back. Haven't seen him in a while.
I love Delroy, man. I think that Ryan Coogler is going to knock it out of the park, man. He literally
so.
he's 4 for 4 in my opinion. I mean, doesn't miss. And I think he just gets better from a technicality standpoint in every single movie he does. So I love the fact that he is back, man. I'm such a fan of Ryan Coogler. So yeah,
love it.
Let's talk some other news. Gary Oldman says that he is down to return to Harry Potter in the new HBO series, but as Dumbledore this time, not Sirius Black. Mm-hmm. Would you want that? As we are both huge fans of the original 8 films.
I mean, shit, as one of the only niggas that's still alive from that original, production, sure. Bring him back, make him Dumbledore. Sure. Yeah, he can do it. Okay. Gary Oldman's awesome. I mean, he can fucking do it. I have no doubt in my mind. So if he really wants it, sure, give it to him.
I mean, first of all, I don't doubt Gary Oldman can do anything. I mean, he's a fucking amazing actor. I just don't want him as Dumbledore. I just don't like if we're gonna separate the universes and they're gonna be two distinct things, let's keep it very distinct. And without any crossover, no multiverse within the Harry Potter world, let's just let's keep it how it is.
Don't be naive. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson.
He's not gonna, no, they're not.
They're literally going to be in this in some capacity. I'm not saying that they're going to be Harry, Ron, and Hermione. They're literally going to be in this. Like they can't. They're not going to miss the money grab. They're not.
First of all, they don't need it. Well, I don't know about Rupert Grint, but they don't need the money. And first of all, like it's like
about for them. I was talking about the studio. The studio isn't going to miss the money grab. The actors, of course, they're going to do it for the fans. They don't give a fuck about the money. They're set. But the studio,
it's kind of a lose-lose though, because if you have somebody like a Daniel Radcliffe or Emma Watson in a substantial role, then like that's Harry Potter, that's Hermione. Or if you have him in like somebody just passing by, like what the fuck, like
why even have him in there then? You're overthinking it. The Last of Us literally just did this with
The Last of Us and Harry Potter, two very different things.
But my
Harry
point
Potter was on a worldwide phenomenon.
My point, bitch, you're underestimating what The Last of Us did. Calm down. But look,
okay,
are you comparing? They seamlessly put the actor who played Ellie in an episode. It was fine. It was cool. It was like, okay, great. We had our moment, and then we moved the fuck on. It didn't matter. They're going to do it, by the way. They're 100% going to do it.
We can put some money on it if you want.
Just like Logan Lerman. Like, do you really think that nigga not going to be in this Percy Jackson series one of these days?
My Percy? He better not. How about Brandon Jackson? Come on back.
Nah, he not. He not gonna do it. But
he's going. Yeah, the studio's like, we're good on him.
Yeah.
Samara Weaving confirmed that she's returning for Ready or Not 2. This movie came out. I remember. I think I was in college when it came out. I think I remember really enjoying it. It's one of those movies from like the Radio Silent Studios. They made all the new Scream movies. They made Abigail, other films as well. Very kind of similar kind of films, but this is the movie where she's playing hide and seek from her new fiance, and the whole house is trying to kill her for this blood sacrifice. It's a really fun movie. It's one of those campy
this is the girl that looks like Margot Robbie.
Yes, he looks like Margot Robbie. Yeah, yeah. She was actually in Scream 7 in the intro.
This came out like 3 or 4 years ago. This is not that long ago.
I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, part 2. I don't see how, from a plot standpoint, this would work, but sure, we'll see. Tyler, the Creator, the rapper, is set to make his feature film debut in A24's upcoming movie, Marty Supreme, where he will star alongside Timothy Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Wow.
I think like Vince Staples, he is tailor-made to make that transition from rapping to acting. I think he just has a bigger than life personality. I think he's talented. I think he'll study the craft. He'll study the art. He'll take it serious. I think he'll knock it out of the park, in my opinion.
I mean, look, man, you just named Vince Staples. We just saw that it ain't that easy.
It ain't,
you can have all the talent and charisma in the world, but when that light come on it, you got to actually put on a performance. It's different. So look, I mean, obviously I'm rooting for Tyler, the Creator, and hopefully, he's going to be on the screen with fucking Timothy Chalamet. That's a hell of an introduction for him. But A24 is a studio to handle a crazy ass nigga like him. So let's do it.
John Cena will star as the lead in the live action Matchbox movie from director Sam Hargrave, director of the Extraction films, set to direct. This is like this should be like in his clause, like he can't do this because like Matchbox is like Fast and Furious essentially. It's like, why is he able to do this? I don't get it. And John Cena, do you care about the art anymore? Like, you stop taking these stupid fucking roles, either these action movies or you just take these little stupid comedies. I think you're genuinely better than this. But who knows? Matchbox might be what
The
movie
next Fast
studios
and
needs
Furious. Yeah.
for Fast and Furious to have the competition to actually make better films because
Oh, they won't.
they won't. But still.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want better films. I want exactly what I want. Fucking Fast and Furious. Fuck that.
What's the over under? Tyrese has something to say about this. Like, how you gonna betray the family and go to Matchbox?
He's typing the post as we speak. Actually,
I thought you was family, John.
Yeah,
I fucking hate Tyrese, by the way, like as a person.
Damn.
James Cameron says future Terminator films will not include any iconography or characters from past films. His quote was, "You get too incited and then you lose a new audience because the new audience care less about that stuff than they do." That sounds very confusing. Basically, what he's trying to say is that new audiences don't give a fuck about Arnold Schwarzenegger anymore.
No.
Which I don't know if that's necessarily true, but maybe so. I guess with like maybe the Gen Z kids don't know about him. I don't know, but I love the sentiment, but I don't think we even need any more Terminator at all, to be honest. But what are your thoughts?
That's exactly where I was going. Like, why don't we just let it die?
Yeah.
Like it happened. It was amazing. We loved it when it was here, but it's okay to let things die. So that's how I feel.
But I've been hearing the anime actually on Netflix is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I've been
Yeah,
hearing that from a couple sources.
Javar actually hit me up out of all people. He doesn't watch anything, so he was like, "Man, you gotta watch it. It was real good." I was just like, "Okay,
Oh wow.
okay."
Are you gonna
now,
watch it?
yeah, I am gonna watch it now. But it's just funny that he of all people hit me up. This nigga don't watch literally anything.
So when he says watch Terminator anime, you watch it. But when I say watch Lord of the Rings,
Oh, he told me to watch that too.
oh, you did, Jamal. What's up, man? Anyway, let's talk about the future of Transformers.
Oh God,
We have some bullet points to go over.
no.
Your favorite franchise.
Oh God.
The goal is to focus more on the robots' POV in live action films. Fans have been asking for this for a long time. The next live action film will be a crossover with G.I. Joe. That's confirmed. They are planning a sequel to Transformers 1. Yay. And the quote is, instead of them reacting to the human plot, their drive has to be a part of the story now. So Transformers is inevitable. It's going to happen, more of it, whether you like it or not. What are your thoughts on them kind of focusing on more of the POV of the Autobots or the robots and also the live action G.I. Joe crossover?
I mean, look, that was actually something that was pleasant in Transformers 1. The fact that we didn't have any stupid little human interactions or whatever the case may be. And it was solely focused on them. But it still didn't save the movie. So now, I mean, is it a good idea? Yes. Is it going to save it? No. That's how I feel.
All right. You hear from Julian himself.
Yeah.
The Sonic 3 producer teases more projects for the franchise are in the works. There's such a rich universe of stories. This is his quote. I don't see us slowing down at all. Now,
Shocker.
we both
Shocker.
for Sonic 3. But do you think this is a good thing? Is it going to be oversaturated by the time 2030 hits, or just so many Sonic projects?
Probably, yeah, but we can't stop the machine. I mean, it's already gone. These things are already set in motion. We already got the bullshit Knuckles show. Soon we're going to get a Tails, I Am Groot show. And then, yeah, Shadow and Sonic are going to be on HBO Max or whatever platform they were on. Peacock?
Yeah, that was. I think Knuckles came on Peacock.
It was something I didn't have.
No, Paramount Plus. I'm tripping.
Paramount. That's what it was. Yeah.
I remember having to subscribe to that bullshit. Just to
Yeah, me too. Exactly. It's just like, get this shit out of here, nigga. Well, yeah. 7-day free trial. Yeah, but yeah, they're doing it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. And according to you, Sonic 3 is gonna make $1 billion, right?
$1 billion. Yeah.
Are we still betting on that? I know you love the bet.
Betting?
Yeah.
No. Why, for what?
Because you're not confident. Because if you're confident, then obviously you make some money if you make $1 billion. I think I'll give you till April. That's gonna make $1 billion. Okay. AMC, Regal, and other large theater chains plan to spend $2.2 billion to upgrade over 21,000 screens. Their quote is, our sound projection, seating, dining experiences will be upgraded. Some theaters will even add pickleball, zip lines, and bowling alleys. As Julian always says, like, you think vampires are a joke? Bitch, you think movie theaters are a fucking joke? It's gonna be turned into a fucking arcade now, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't like this, but I see why. I know movie theaters have been struggling for a while, so they say.
He said, so they say. Nigga, money said, I'll be there every week. Yeah. Ultimately, I think this is a good thing.
Really?
Will it help actually put butts in seats? I don't know about that, but if it can generate money for the theaters and help them stay open, then that's a good thing to me. So whatever. I mean, at a bar, at a like the main event out there by Cumberland Mall where the AMC is, like I think that's awesome. Like there's something for the stupid little kids to do downstairs if y'all want to go play or whatever, and then I'll go watch this movie while y'all are doing that bullshit. There's a bar in there. There's a place to eat right around the corner. Like I dig it. A lot of the spots like in Vegas are like that. Honestly, like the well, if they're not in a casino, like the Regal I used to go to had a bar, like had a fucking sports and grill outside with a whole bunch of TVs. You could watch the sports or you're waiting on your movie or whatever. It enhanced my experience. So I liked it.
No, I don't mind the bar. I don't mind enhanced sound projection. I love all that shit. But nigga, ziplining, pickleball, bitch. Like, what the fuck is this? Speaking of that, I remember I reported to like last year or something like that. But they're still teasing the idea of bringing like live sports to theaters. Like maybe like watching like a live Game 7 or something like that, or like a live playoff game. As a somebody that loves sports and sports bets a lot, what are your thoughts on that? Would you go to the movies to see a live game?
It depends. Probably not. I enjoy more of the sportsbook atmosphere. I feel like, but then again, essentially that's what it would be. Like it would just be like a sportsbook atmosphere in a movie theater setting. But like they can't realistically charge me for something that I would actually care about. Like I feel like the only thing that I may pay for is like if they're doing like a WrestleMania watch party or something. But I'm not paying to see fucking boxing or UFC or bullshit like that. And you can't charge me to go watch this NBA Finals game like it's on fucking ABC, bitch, basic cable. Like you can't charge me for this. So I don't know. I'm not sure
Well,
how
they
it would
probably be
actually work. But
relying more on people buying, concessions more than anything while they're watching it. Or I don't know. Anyway, okay. Here are the top 10 highest grossing film franchises of all time. Of course, you can probably guess some of these, but from 10 to 1 at $6 billion total, we have Jurassic Park. At number 9, we have the Batman franchise at $6.8 billion. I guess that's including everything that's not DCEU related, like Batman Begins and Tim Burton movies, all that kind of shit. At number 8 is the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe, at $7.1 billion. At number 7 is Fast and Furious at $7.3 billion. At number 6 is the X-Men franchise, the Fox X-Men franchise, at $7.4 billion. At number 5 is James Bond or 007 at $7.8 billion. It's been around for like the longest probably out of all these franchises.
yep.
Number 4 is The Wizarding World, $9.6 billion. Number 3 is Star Wars, which is surprising. It's number 3 at $10.3 billion. I say surprising because number 2 is Spider-Man at $10.6 billion. So that really kind of lets me
Shout
know
out to
that
No Way Home.
I see why Sony wants to keep that Spider-Man IP. This shit as a franchise makes more than Star Wars. And Spider-Man just came into play in 2001?
Something like that.
So that's insane to me. I would have never guessed it made more than Star Wars as a franchise. Number 1, of course, no surprise. MCU killing all the other franchises at $31 billion. But they had like 20, 30 movies now, so that makes sense as well. But yeah.
Interesting.
Cal Kestis will reportedly make his Star Wars live action debut in a Disney Plus project. Star Wars fans have been wanting this for so long. The actor Cameron Monaghan, who plays Cal Kestis or does the motion caption for him in the games.
Yep.
I assume he'll be the one returning. If he's not, then I'm going to riot again. But yeah, man, I think Cal Kestis is such an amazing character and has such an interesting arc. He has ties to Darth Vader, ties to the Old Republic, ties to the New Republic. Let's fucking do it, man. It's going to be so awesome. I think this is what Disney needs actually to bring Star Wars back into being cool again, being good again.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm honestly, I don't really care about this. I'm not sure why. Maybe it means that because like the games are over and the games are something I really enjoy. I don't know, but I mean, sure, go ahead, get your live action debut. I guess have fun.
Yeah.
In a mediocre project you're going to be the best thing about. and we're not going to talk about it anymore in a week after a debut. So that's the
You're
trend.
You're a mean person, but you're
Thank
right.
you.
Challengers, guys, is now streaming on Prime Video. This is one of my top 5 movies of the entire year. It's a great film. Watch Challengers, starring Zendaya, on Prime Video. It's now streaming. Industry, the show has now been renewed for season 4. I don't watch the show. I've been hearing a lot of great things about it. The Pretty Little Liars reboot has been canceled by Max after 2 seasons. So, no more PLL. A Magic the Gathering animated series is in the works. All my nerds out there.
Real nerds.
A new Cyberpunk animated series is also in the works at Netflix. I heard the first season of this show was like amazing. I haven't watched it yet, but I hear good things about it. A RoboCop TV series is in the works at Prime Video.
They will not let this shit die, bro. Oh my god.
Speaking of RoboCop, people always shit on the 2014 movie starring Joel Kinnaman. Mm-hmm. I don't hate it. I know that might be blasphemous amongst RoboCop fans, but I don't hate that movie. But yeah.
Okay. That shit was ass.
Paddington 4 and Paddington TV series are both in the works.
How do these? So who's watching this?
We have the PCU. Paddington.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie though. That's actually, it's actually from Christopher Columbus, the first one anyway, who made Harry Potter.
Chris Columbus.
Chris Columbus. Sorry. I've heard great things. I've heard great things about it.
Okay.
Anyway, a Diddy documentary is in the works at Netflix.
That was quick.
It will focus on Diddy's charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, plus sexual assault and violent abuse allegations. Executive produced by his op, 50 Cent. 50 Cent is the biggest hater of all time, and I love
the
it.
Biggest.
He would make money off how much he hates you, so I love that. So, yeah, the Diddy doc,
I guess.
And also a Harry Potter baking competition series comes on Max November 14th. It will be hosted by James and Oliver Phelps, who played the Weasley twins in the movies. Other Harry Potter stars will make guest appearances. All right, will you watch this? No.
Don't give a fuck about a baking show.
All right. Heterosexual man there. I love that. I am too, by the way. That sounded like I wasn't. Last segment here, guys. It's video game news.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed to February 14th of next year. All my Assassin's Creed fans out there, sorry.
Yeah, all 10 of you.
Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have filed a lawsuit against the developer of Power World. The lawsuit seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Power World infringes multiple patent rights. So when I first saw Power, I remember it was popular for like a little minute. I was like, this looks just like Pokemon. Like, how they get away with this shit? Mm-hmm. And sure enough, it came back to bite him in the ass. So
yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, Power World is also going to be releasing on PlayStation pretty soon. So, you know, who knows how long it'll actually be there until, Nintendo is like, hold on, bitch. But yeah, I mean, this is a complete ripoff. And it's so funny. Like, there's so many people trying to defend it. Like, no, it's not a ripoff. Like, they like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
They have guns.
Yeah, like,
that don't mean nothing.
Please
it's Pikachu with a gun, bitch. It's still a fucking ripoff.
It's completely copyright infringement.
A new Batman game is reportedly in the works at Rocksteady.
This is nuts.
PlayStation are also trying to get exclusivity to the game.
They better not.
What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is insane. I mean, I guess they saw the success of the Insomniac Spider-Man games, and they were like, it's time to get back on the saddle. And also they heard the news of the Wolverine game 3 years ago. So they were like, all right, bitch, DC, we need a game. Yeah. I mean, shit, they made 3 very successful video games already, plus a Origins, plus a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which can't say that was successful, but I don't know. I mean, he's alive. And there are more stories to tell, I guess. So let's do it. I can't wait. I'll see it in 5 years.
It's still absolutely bonkers to me. There's no Superman open world game. And like I keep hearing all these videos about how it's so hard to make that guy on the game because of the way he flies and shit like that. I'm like, nigga, that's 2024, bitch. Like, let's do it. Like that game would be like so amazing to me. Like, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts as to why that hasn't happened yet? A solo Superman game, open world.
I mean, it has to be mechanically. Like, they just can't mechanically make it look good enough to present it. So if they can't do it, I'm glad it hasn't been done. Don't give me no fucking bullshit. No half-ass try or nothing that you think is good enough. You need to know.
Okay, agreed. Sure. Last news here, guys, is Ghost of Yote.
Sure.
A sequel to Ghost of Tsushima is
Yeah.
coming next year. Some details on it that we have it is set 300 years after Ghost of Tsushima in 1603. There's going to be a new protagonist. His name is Atsu.
Her name.
And it's her name, sorry. And it's set in the land surrounding Mount Yote, or Yotai, whatever, however it's pronounced. I know you were a big fan of Ghost of Tsushima. What does this news mean for you?
So initially, of course, I was excited to get a sequel to a game that I love, a game that I consider to be one of the greatest games I've ever gotten to play. But after watching the trailer, I was disappointed. I'm not going to lie. More so because I wanted to continue Jin's story. I thought that there was still enough there to continue the story. And, you know, maybe they're still working on it behind the scenes. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that game in another 4 to 5 years. I don't know. But it seems like they're kind of going with like the Assassin's Creed model where, you know, they're trying to do a new character every game and just have like a new ghost every game, which, I mean, okay. We'll see. Hopefully this was interesting. Hopefully this new protagonist is as interesting as Jean was, and hopefully the game is even more fun. So, she's got a gun. She's got a double sword, so that'll be cool. But yeah, honestly, I'm disappointed. I wanted more Jean Sakai, but
they had guns in 1603.
I guess so. Guess so.
The more you know.
Yeah, right.
Well, guys, that wraps it up.
Monster Pod.
Monster Pod, as you always say. Any more thoughts?
Like the video. Comment down below. What do you think of Never Give Up? What did you
Never
think?
Let Go.
There, thank you. Please, I was waiting you to correct me. What did you think of fucking Transformers? And don't forget to subscribe to the Current Air Pod. Are we still at 40? Yes, no way.
We're probably at 30 now, but yeah.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.